Hello everyone, we're in Niagara Falls once again, and today we have a different video planned as I'm going to walk across the Rainbow Bridge, crossing into Niagara Falls, New York for the first time, at least by foot, and I'm going to explore over there in separate videos and then come back. So today I'm going to give you a little bit of an idea of what it's like to be a pedestrian going into the States and back for only a day, and how easy it is. All right, let's get some unique perspectives of Niagara Falls that I've never seen before. This is the line to get back into Canada. There's quite a backlog. Hopefully it's not like that when we get back. It's much busier on the bridge than I would have anticipated, it being a Tuesday in mid-June, but tourist season is here. So there's a fair amount of people here actually using the bridge, more than I would have thought. It's definitely a great place to take advantage of the sight lines across to the waterfalls that you can't get from anywhere else. Okay, just like that, we are in the States. Really kind of effortless to get in from this side. Quick little interview, explain what you're up to, nothing to declare, in you go. And hopefully it'll be smooth on the way back. This is the same direction that we're going to be heading when we head on the way back as well. Because the observation deck isn't available to most people, and they have some construction going on in between the observation points of the falls here, yeah, you have people kind of just clamoring over whatever perspectives they can get to get a shot in. So it's not ideal. They're definitely working on improvements for this area, but it's not leaving amazing first impressions, even during my winter visit from last time, which, yeah, technically this is the summertime visit, so yeah, it's not really beneficial for you as a visitor if you want to get a good sight of the falls themselves right now. We're going to go over to Terrapin Point, which is, I think, going to be a much more spectacular view, but so far on this side, over on the observation deck, without it, you don't get much. every video that I've posted from this area has some of my dark viewers bringing up some of the unfortunate circumstances that happen on the shore that I'm walking on right now. If you Google it on YouTube, you'll find 3 separate incidents, all of which are terrifying in different ways, that have all occurred on this spot. There's something about this spot, and even in recent history there was a major tragedy that occurred here just recently. Our first time going down here, because it was closed the last time I visited in the winter time for understandable reasons. This is quite the vista that you get going into the horseshoe from this side that I've never seen before, and might be even more impactful than the Canadian side, controversially to say. I know not many people come to this area to view the falls from this side, but you can really feel like you're being sort of about to be sucked into the falls themselves from this vantage point. I've finally done Terrapin Point behind me, which was very impressive. I'd say it's actually probably a more unique perspective of the Horseshoe Falls than the Canadian side, that a lot of people on the Canadian side don't really think about, because they just think, hey, we got the better view, which is probably not entirely not true, but it's a great view from over there, and you really get a feel for how you're like within the falls themselves from this side, for sure. And I think you feel a little bit more of the power and the strength of the water from this perspective as well. So impressive. Glad to see that it's still open, that one area that you have to fight to get a picture at, but it wasn't that difficult. And yeah, definitely maybe a 20-minute thing, just like it is on the other side, and then you're done. There is the Cave of the Winds here, which is $23 currently, and then also, that's American, and then also another $30 for the Maid of the Mist and the observation point. So you could spend a fair amount of time just doing the state park if you did the trolley as well, which is an extra $5, but these ones, including the Vista points, are still free, thankfully enough. That's a brief tour of the Niagara State Park here in Niagara Falls, New York. Now, this is the second time I've been here. I think I spent more time here during the winter because it was just like a free flow of well, there was no traffic here essentially, but I definitely recall it from 3 years ago. Very similar, but definitely worth it more in the summer to spend about an hour to do the park entirely all the way through. I'd say it's probably a half a day if you're going to do all the attractions here as well. I didn't even know this till I've come here now, but unfortunately the old wax museum, the haunted one, has since closed. Now I don't know, this sign kind of looks newer, as if like they've kind of maybe gone back to an original haunted house idea. I'll have to watch this space, as it certainly looks like something might be happening. Niagara Falls, New York is full of so many relics of its ambitious past, trying to keep tourists in the area. which has now been disused for some time. It is lunchtime, so I'm just gonna stroll around a bit and see if I can find a nice spot to eat. Now remember, it is now peak tourist season, or is getting to it. It's the midpoint of June. It is a Tuesday. But this downtown core is really kind of abandoned. Now I wouldn't call it a downtown because it's about half the size as the town next door across the river, but not much activity or action here in Niagara Falls, New York, other than on the island itself, with all the people checking out the waterfalls and then getting on their way. The Niagara Hotel, famous for hosting Marilyn Monroe during the filming of the film Niagara, and now unfortunately no longer open, now with an uncertain future. Now even the places that I went to last year, a couple years ago, here next to the Niagara Tourism Center, have already changed ownership, i.e. there used to be sort of like this weird sort of hybrid sandwich shop here, but now it's a Indian and South Indian food place, which you're not going to see much Americana for food in Niagara. The Hotel Niagara gives a direct indication of much more loftier past than what is experienced here now. There's just not much to downtown Niagara Falls, New York. I thought there'd be a little bit more to it. Now there is another stretch of it that's outside of the tourist area that's certainly not for camera, and I'm not here to depress you, so I have one little section left over here to check out, because I was thinking about getting a patio drink, but it doesn't seem like that is even an option here. Fit, the Hard Rock Cafe is closed. The only chain restaurant that seems to have survived here is Papa John's. There's about 3 that I can count here in this small little area. And we are back at the border control point, and we're gonna head back to Canada. Just not enough for me to do in Niagara Falls, New York. It's my second trip here, like as an actual visitor to the city, and there's just not much to it. Because the park next to it is beautiful. It's very nicely presented. I could say the park could do with a little bit more like floral arrangements, but other than that, yeah, not much to do over here. So let's head across the bridge. On our way back to Canada, and is busier than I thought entry and exit point for pedestrians. So let's do the other way around. It looks like we don't have to pay a toll on the way back, which is nice. It was $1.25, just so you know, and definitely cheaper than if you take an automobile, without question. This was the inspection office. Look at how dead that border is. And there is a lineup of cars to get back into Canada. I'm hoping that is not going to be the case for the bridge crossing. As you'll see, there's a lot of traffic on this bridge, pedestrian-wise. There's almost as many people coming back on foot from Canada as there is in cars for the States right now. Just gonna wrap it up here from the Rainbow Bridge, crossing the border through customs. I'll let you know on the other side how I make out. There doesn't seem to be much of a wait, if any, now, as opposed to what you saw coming in. So looks like I beat the traffic for once, at least on foot today. And that's crossing the border. Almost. We're almost there. I'll see you in a second, pending success. All right, well, that's a wrap. My first ever walking tour of a country and back again. I definitely would recommend it, as the customs agents were perfectly amenable on both sides. Maybe they just deal with a little less riffraff with pedestrian traffic, but a completely different custom experience than what I'm used to with flight travel or with a car. And yeah, seamless. Just went inside, one check ahead of me, went on through, nothing to declare. Definitely a good time. Not sure the next time I'll do it, however, because as I even said to the agent, there's not much to do in Niagara Falls, New York, which is really disappointing considering how you know, spoiled we are on this side of the border, and even we think that some of the attractions here are dated. So that certainly seems to be the case next door. I hope in the years to come maybe I'll be able to shoot another vlog and visit, and there'll be a different vibe going on, because here in the summer, or close to it, it certainly wasn't enough to keep me there for more than an hour or two. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully this video was somewhat of a help to you if you're planning on doing the same trip yourself. I definitely encourage it. Maybe I'll come in the winter time or in the fall to try it out to see if it's a little different then. But for now, I'm going to go downstairs to the Secret Garden for a separate review of this restaurant as part of Niagara restaurants. There's so many to choose from, and I'm going to make my attempt to start at least reviewing as many as I can. But for now, guys, thank you for watching this vlog. Thanks for dropping in.